What is going on, everyone? It's Ultimate Spy 53 here, and welcome to another episode of Reviewed number 140. And today I'm going to be reviewing the movie Spy Kids. So what did I think of Spy Kids? Well, honestly, I thought it was a fun movie. Honestly, I did. It's definitely for kids, that's for sure. It's a very much for a younger audience, and I enjoyed it. I definitely did. It was a very good movie. I liked it. I mean, I grew up on these movies. Like a lot of movies I watch, I grew up on these movies, and the first one, it's not bad, honestly. It has a really good soundtrack. I noticed that the music in this movie is great. The visual effects were pretty good, I thought. Especially for things like the virtual room, which is basically where Flea does his show, his Foogly show, which is basically the room he does it in, basically. I think it also, does other stuff than just, the Foogly show. I think it's one of the things it does in that. But yeah, I thought Spy Kids was a good movie. It came out 17 years ago, so it's pretty old, but I still think it was fun and goofy, and obviously for kids, because a lot of things that they quote censored out they couldn't actually put in the film, like adult references that almost like if they hadn't censored it, it wouldn't have been. I think probably even rated G for this matter, because it's a kids movie, and it's really good. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. I thought seeing this after such a long time, because I don't know how long. I don't know when the last time I've seen this. Probably a few years, and I definitely feel like because I remember these movies so well that. I mean, obviously the first one. This is always the first one. I'm doing all of them because I used to do trilogy reviews or quadrilogy reviews, and I just kind of stopped doing that. So I figured I might as well do each of them, and it's a good movie. I liked it. I thought I feel like the cover and the poster is always really good. I mean, this is obviously a library copy, but uh, it's good. I think that at least the trilogy before the fourth one came out, they always had a good poster in them. I definitely felt like, but there's always that part of the movie that I disliked. I did not like the fooglies. I thought they were weird. They're very disturbing. They're basically like nightmare fuel, essentially. Like the first foogly we see, like the new character we see in one of the scenes when they're driving. That's like nightmare fuel. I mean, I didn't really think it's not scary, but it's just more like disturbing. Like there's his mouth is stretched out, and it's just. Ugh, it's weird. It's just like gross and unpleasant to see. But that's just one of the things I didn't like. I also didn't like the thumbs. I thought they were really weird. I just in general the all the creations of Foogly, well, not him perchance, but like but actually Minion are who he's actually the main antagonist of the movie. It's all his creations of the Fooglies, and then the thumbs. I just didn't like those were weird. Just like I don't know. I mean, I feel like the thumbs in the disguises, they kind of look like claymation characters. I don't know, but I just didn't like them. They were weird. The Fooglies in general were just disturbing and just. Oof. I didn't like that. I really do not like that. But I will say there was a scene in the movie that I actually liked a lot. That was very catchy and very nice, and in terms of the music of the movie, it did a really good job with it, and that was the scene where basically Fooglies, it's like his first song where Alan Cumming sings it, and he's actually a Scottish actor, but he's doing an American accent in the movie, and he did a good job. Honestly, I thought he did a really good job with singing in and also having the visual effects. Like I said before, the visual effects were actually not bad. The CGI for the thumbs wasn't great, because I saw a Let's Fail video on this movie, and I gotta agree. Looking at it again, I really can understand that it's not great. But again, that's just like one thing I think that the CGI wasn't very great on that, but the visual effects were really good in the show. Like the visual effects and the CGI mixed together with like the singing, and obviously Alan Cumming does a great job with that. But in general, I just like that scene. It's a very good scene. It's like a scene that you don't really expect is gonna happen. It comes out of nowhere. It's just like suddenly you're thrown into the next scene, and it's just like wow, it's great. I love it. I love the everything going around in circles, and it's just really cool and wild and crazy. I love it. It's fantastic. So I definitely think that's a really good scene. And there were a lot of things that made no sense in the movie that I just didn't understand. Like number one, Machete basically bursting into a window to Flip's castle to basically be the fifth member of the family to fight the Rubber Shoulder. And he comes out of nowhere. Like, I know, that Junior Cameron got there because they used Machete's, basically his miniature plane, basically his helicopter or whatever you call it, and it's like, well, Machete's not gonna be able to get there, but he does, and he just bursts through a window. It's like, okay, where'd it come from? We don't know. Like, he just suddenly comes out of nowhere. I didn't really understand that. Like, what the hell happened there? So I was a bit confused about that. I just like when I literally was like, I saw, I'm like, huh? I just did. I'm like, I was so confused. I'm like, what the hell? The director did not know what he was thinking, because that should have been done better. They should have reshot that. They should have explained it better. Like, oh, maybe he gets a helicopter or something like that, and he drives in. But no, he just crashes through a window, just like that. There's no explanation. Just boom. I just didn't like. I didn't. That was all great. It was just like, there could have been more context there. But the other one is where Carmen and Junie, they basically fly through a shop, and I think it's San Diablo, the city they're in, and they fly through it. They get some clothes. They come out with basically stealing clothes, essentially, about that. And then you have Thumb Thumbs in their disguises, flying through too, and no one like sees it. They're just completely oblivious by it. It's like, I want to say that it wasn't very good directing. Like, the director could have done a better job of that, because it just, they can't have people just not notice the Thumb Thumbs in there. It's just like, ugh. Well, I mean, also the CGI obviously wasn't great enough to have people notice it. But like, seriously, you have Thumb Thumbs in there, no one notices. You have Carmen and Junie rocketing through and flying and getting their clothes, which they basically steal. Quote that, they basically steal them. And I just didn't understand that. Like, they just basically stole the clothes, and there's no context. Like, okay, that was probably not great directing. The director didn't really know what he was doing. I mean, he produced it, he edited it, he wrote it, and he directed it. That's a lot of work for a director like that, and I just think he could have done a better job with that particular scene. The whole movie could have been done better, but I definitely think that was just like, what? It made no sense at all. But those are just two scenes that didn't have any context really at all. But one thing about the movie that I adored was, because it's like the first film in a series of 4 films. The first 3 were shot basically back to back, because they all came out one year after the next, kind of like Lord of the Rings. Actually, these movies came out the same years that Lord of the Rings came out. They came out in 21, 22, 23, and Lord of the Rings came out the same years. So there's a kind of like competes with that a little bit. And so basically, my favorite character in this movie is Carmen. She's so cute. I just love her. She's amazing, and she's so adorable, and she just does a great job with being serious about everything, and like realizing she's a spy and all that stuff. And Junie's just like, he doesn't really care. He's like, whatever, But he gets serious sometimes in the movie, which I like. But I feel like Carmen was a more responsible character in the movie, because she's the older sister, so it kind of makes sense. But she is so cute. I loved her. She was fantastic, and she's obviously at that age she was adorable. But like, she's just like, the character's like 12 in the movie, so yeah, of course she's adorable. She's so cute. And I just think that Robert Rodriguez, the director of the movie, didn't do a good job with the movie directing it. I just think he could have done it better. I mean, it wasn't the editor's problem; it was the director. He could have gotten the camera work to be better. He just could have done a lot better with the movie. I just like, it would have been totally better if he had directed it better, if he had decided things better, because it would have been a whole different story. But again, it was 17 years ago. But this is my opinion. Overall, I think that Robert could have done a better job directing the movie. So, and one thing about the movie that I really thought was cool was the fact that it definitely had a Mission Impossible vibe to it. This whole series of movies came out years ago, but even then, it still reminded me of Mission Impossible. The soundtrack, the tech, the gadgets, all that stuff. It wasn't. It's obviously not, James Bond or Mission Impossible or anything like that stuff, but it just reminds me of that. It kind of has that vibe, and that's why I thought it was really cool. And the reason why I think that it has that vibe is because of the gadgets used. Because obviously, James Bond and Ethan Hunt use different gadgets in their franchises. I thought the gadgets in this movie were really cool. I mean, obviously, they're made by Machete, but I like them, especially the main menu things, like I think the translator thing, where you're able to talk to a fooglie, and they can talk back, and you can make it go backwards, and you can hear what they're saying. I just thought the gadgets in this movie were super cool, and I loved it. That's why I love this whole franchise, because Spy Kid just is a really cool franchise, so I like that. And to wrap this review up, there's not much I can say besides the fact that at the end of the movie, Devlin, basically the director of OSS, the secret agency that they work for, he's obviously played by George Clooney, which is super cool because I didn't really know George Clooney at all really until recent years. And when first contacts them, he has this black bar on his face, like like something you'd censor someone with, and then he removes it, and then he puts it back on, which is weird. I didn't quite understand that. I was like, what? Why would you take a black bar off your face when you're obviously meant for censoring, and then put it back on? I had no idea why that was a thing. It just made no sense. But overall, I definitely thought that this first movie was really good. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. It was good. I didn't like the fooglies. They were weird. They were disturbing and just, ugh, just like, no. but I still really liked the movie. I thought the technology in the movie was really cool. I thought that in general the movie was very well done, but the directing could have been better. So that's really all I can say. And I'm gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10. Because there's a lot of things I didn't like about the movie, but there's still things that I enjoyed about it. Because, again, the tech stuff, the spy stuff, all that stuff. I thought the soundtrack was good. And just in general, I thought it was a really enjoyable movie. So that's all I can say, 7 out of 10, and I'm going to leave it here. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Reviewed. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. I really do appreciate the support. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe for more episodes of this series and of this series that do, as well as other great content. And I'll be back next time with another episode. Alright? See ya.